So this is really cool. This is from Amazon Echo. It is the voice command smart assistant. So it is that assistant that, you know, there are those things that you just want to know, and maybe you can look them up and it might take you a few minutes to kind of search through your phone or search on the computer. But wouldn't it be nice if you could just ask your assistant a question and they have an answer for you? That's what this is. Your assistant's name is Alexa, and this is the speaker. This is all it is. You plug it into any outlet. You've got 2 buttons on the top. It's really simple to use. One of those buttons is the microphone button. So I'm gonna ask Alexa a question. So what I have to do is press the microphone. Alexa, what is the weather in New York City today? Oh, okay, here we go. Alexa, what is the weather in New York City today?
In New York, New York, it's 67 degrees with clear skies. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather with a high of 83 degrees and a low of 64 degrees.
Question answered. We love that. That's, you know, and it's really cool. And, you know, that's sort of maybe one of the first things you're going to do when you have Alexa, but you can ask a lot of different things. Alexa, you can even sync this up with your calendar, and then maybe you want to know what, you know, what you have on your calendar that day. That's what you would ask an assistant, right? So that's what you can ask Alexa. So what can Echo do for you? You can stream music via apps like Pandora or Prime Music. You can read your schedule for the day. You can hear about the traffic and your commute time, which is nice. You can know if you need to leave a little bit earlier. You can ask for sports scores and schedules. That's really good, because the other day, I didn't know this was game 6. I didn't know who won game 6 of the, you know, of the basketball game. And the first thing I did when I woke up was check my phone to figure out who won. So you can ask Alexa, ask the news or the weather updates. You can set alarms and timers so that you're never late. You're always on time. You can record shopping and to-do lists. You can play audio books. You can control the lights or the fans using compatible accessories, which you can always check hsn.com for. So it just makes it really simple and easy for you to have your own personal assistant for all of those things that sometimes you know, like I said, you could go research them on your phone and on a tablet and type it in and figure things out. But sometimes it's just easier if you can talk to your assistant, and that's what you do here. And like I say, you've got 2 buttons, and there you go. So remember, your assistant's name is Alexa. Alexa, tell me a joke.
When is a door not a door? When it's ajar.
I'm sorry. I'm an easy laugh. But that's just an example. You can have fun with Alexa. She's friendly, kind of a jokester. But, you know, maybe you want to know about your calendar. Now, I don't have my calendar synced up. Otherwise, I would ask her what I've got on my to-do list for the day. But imagine if you had that all put together, and then when you need to know, you just ask your assistant, and you get the answers that you seek. It's really that simple. And I think these are the kind of things that are like a wave of the future, don't you? When you have those assistants in your home, when you have those, literally it's sort of like a robot. I always say this all the time. We're so much like the Jetsons than ever before. You literally have your own personal robotic assistant in your home that has your schedule, that has your to-do list, that has your shopping list. If you say you need eggs and then you couldn't remember, you're about to walk out the door and you want to ask Alexa about your shopping list, you can do that. You want to know about the weather, you want to know about your commute, you can ask all of that. And it really does help when you've got all of that knowledge in literally at your fingertips. So I'll give you another example. Alexa, what is the weather in Los Angeles, California today?
Currently, in Los Angeles, California, it's 66 degrees with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 66 degrees.
Isn't that so much better than having to watch the news in the morning, just waiting to know if you need to bring an umbrella or not? Isn't it that much easier? So this really allows us to kind of keep track with what's really kind of going on in the world, in lifestyle. If you have, maybe you want to ask for the latest news updates, the latest sports scores, whatever the case is, you have your assistant right here. And The sound is, the speaker itself is 360 degrees, so you don't have to be directly on top. You don't have to be standing directly next to it in order to hear it or in order to talk to her. Like I said, there's only 2 buttons. This one is the microphone button. And in order for her to hear you, then, and it's also the mute. So in order for her to hear you, you have to make sure that that's on. And if you don't want her to hear all of your conversation, you can mute it. And then of course you've got the power button. So real simple, real easy, new, innovative. And that's what the innovation event is all about. Bringing you the kinds of things that you would see in a blockbuster movie, the kinds of things that you would see in, if you went to a very techie, office building. These are the things that you would see. These are the things that we all kind of want and aspire to have. And now you've got it right here at your fingertips. Shall I ask another joke? Alexa, tell me a joke.
What do you call a dog magician? A labracadabrador.
I tried not to laugh. I really, really did. I really did, but I couldn't help it. All right, so you're gonna have fun with it, and you're gonna kind of, figure out a way that is gonna work for you in terms of getting your schedule right, getting your to-do list together, knowing the weather, knowing the traffic updates, all with your brand new Amazon Echo. Enjoy it. You also get an voucher for, an audio voucher that it comes